I am about to show you the video that made me create an entire YouTube channel. A piece of footage that is so remarkable that it has managed to stay with me only being 18 seconds long. This video has changed my life. So as misleading as that intro might have been, this clip actually has engraved itself in my mind so hard that it made me create this channel. But we'll get to that in a bit. Just look at it one more time. Such a shame. I hope he caught a cramp. Thinking about it, man, what? Oh, and I take that cramp comment back, by the way, because those things suck. But I do hope he got hemorrhoids, though. But thinking about it, what has made this generation fall in love with unreasonable, out-of-pocket things? Was it music? Was it pop culture? Oh, who the hell am I kidding? It was obviously the inevitability of twisted irrational thoughts taking over. I mean, come on, what the hell else is it going to be?
I wonder who he talking to. It's so weird how he has a whole separate life outlook and experiences from me. Like he's a whole different person. What? Oh nah, he don't even hear me walking up on him. He on the phone, but he gotta pay attention more to his surroundings, especially if you gonna be outside. I could have been a serial killer or anything, and he out here like it's no threat in the world, like it's just him and the birds. Not that I would do it myself, but I mean, he actually in the perfect spot to get killed.
So on to Google I went, with a multitude of questions festering in my mind, and gathering them all up, in a swift motion I typed, why is Gen Z garbage? Because let's just keep it real here. This is basically how you can expect someone who was born in the past 20 years to act. Now I think it's time for disclaimer 1 out of 2 in this video. I don't know anyone in this clip, which obviously means I have no factual evidence of anyone's age, but taking common sense into factor, the girl who came to Porter Girl's aid looks as if she was wearing a mask, and we all know what the hell locked our speaking holes behind the mask for 2 years somewhat recently. The two girls are dressed in a certain way that resembles the fashion of a younger person. The cameraman, even though looking as if he was recording with a Generation 1 AirPod case, has a young person's laugh, if that even makes any damn sense. Just stick with me here, people. And last, and I will say very much so least, I simply don't want to believe that 30 and 40-year-olds are sitting around participating in this behavior. Disclaimer 1 of 2 over. Let's continue. As I began casually doing research, trying to understand what the sweet absolute hell is wrong with us, I started coming across so many articles of accusations about all of the recent generations, and it made me realize how terrible we all are. And it also made me realize how Gen Z has been mocked for way too long. Cause to be honest, all y'all other fools ain't much better. Like a study conducted by Michigan State in 2021 that pretty much found baby boomers to be the most sensitive generation. And yes, I get that you can't even make a joke nowadays without people wanting to rip your tongue out your mouth. But all that, this generation wear their feelings on their sleeve. The kids of the days when their babies around the 50s and 60s. Yeah, all that honestly belongs in this huge steaming pile of duty that I found on Google. But you're right. I agree with you. Honestly, we probably wouldn't have survived then. I'm surprised y'all even survived then. I hear this. I mean, doctors literally recommended y'all to smoke cigarettes. I got a headache, doc. Well, smoke these then. Look at us. Also, when doing research for this video, I completely forgot about an entire generation of people. And yeah, forgot is honestly an understatement. I can seriously count and not even fill up one hand how many times I've heard anything about this generation. And that generation, ladies and gentlemen, is Gen X. I forgot y'all even existed. Which is even more insane when I tell you that both of my parents were born in that generation. I mean, Generation X really isn't even a generation that's talked about too much when conversations like these are brought up, at least from my experience. I mean, these fools literally have the title of the most forgotten generation. Like, what the hell is that? Forgotten as a title? You mean to tell me these fools didn't do anything else, like literally nothing, to have another title be considered? Like, that is so disrespectful. You would think that if anyone was forgotten, it would have been the silent generation. I mean, they had to go through the Great Depression, World War II. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I would want to forget all of that if I was a part of it. Factor in me being black and living in the South? Yeah, hell no. Oh yeah, and by the way, 1928?
Damn! I'm sorry.
Old as hell. On top of all that, seeing so many people agree about how absolutely screwed all of us have made society for future generations. I don't know why I'm laughing, because my future kids are going to be a part of all that. Damn, we really do need to do better, don't we? Even though we get a terrible rep sometimes, and I will say for good reason, I am very proud to be a Gen Zer, specifically the year 2000, Y2K represent. And in writing the script for this video and filling up multiple pages of Google Docs with points and reasons, I failed to mention what I think is the most important reason. Where did you get your information from? Where did you write said information down? What has impacted your life so much that without it you would probably be a trifling bum?
Technology!
The rise of technology was inevitable ever since that one fool painted a brick, rammed an antenna in it, and called it a cell phone. I mean, look at that. Knowing that we grew up in the age where small compact smartphones are more powerful than the computers that literally launched this mug right here up to the moon just makes me happy. Well, you know, allegedly launched this mug up to the moon. Which brings me to my next point, being gullible. Now time for disclaimer tool 2. There are always going to be more gullible people than others. Some people are just more prone to believing and not questioning things that they see or hear. But in doing this research, most articles state and agree that older generations are generally more gullible than younger ones. Again, due to technology and growing up with the internet. Or at least that's what I believe. But I guess I'll be the flaccid maker and be the first person to tell you that you should take this with a grain of salt. Because I remember I went to school with a girl who was one of the most gullible people you'd ever meet. I remember this one time, me and a group of friends, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Me and a group of friends told Shorty that we had a free day the next day, knowing good and well it was going to be a regular whole ass day. But come the next day, she was MIA. Completely. Her seat was empty as hell all day. On top of all that, we had an important test to take that day. and yeah, we wasn't shit for that. I damn near feel worse than this fool in this video. And also, take with a grain of salt that some people on Google swear and probably would die by the title of most gullible belonging to millennials, apparently. So, yeah, do with that information what you will. But if it's true, then hey, all you millennials, come on now. Do better. Personally, I think that's why Gen Z has pretty much IDGAF too, because a lot of things that generations of the past have believed don't apply, and some wouldn't even resonate now, and vice versa. Like so many things that so many kids believe nowadays would have more than likely gotten them verbally crucified 50 years ago. From propaganda to myths and legends that might have been followed by generations for years of the past. Yeah, you ain't gonna pull a fast one over us that easily.
All right, so did you guys know if you say the word Among Us slowly, it sounds like the word gullible?
Among Us? You're fucking stupid. I'm doing what? What do you mean?
Yeah, like I said, there are outliers though. There are so many other points that I can and I would get to, like Gen Z's ability to problem solve, adapt and learn at a fast pace, understanding and committing to social justice and environmental causes and all that glorious, albeit boring stuff. But then this video will probably push an hour long. And not only do I know y'all ain't trying to listen to me in my mouth for that long, but I ain't trying to sit here and record everything that I wrote. I got with all that. So here's the part where you might compare me to a big round bovine butt that's been launching out nothing but crap this entire time, aka bullshit, because Gen Z is still going to Gen Z. As I stated earlier, there are always outliers when it comes to conversations like this one. There are just way too many people on this planet to make a full, complete analysis on how a certain group of people should act. I mean, come on now. And I also believe in this little thing called Generation Bleed, which is a name created by yours truly, because I actually don't know if it actually has a name. So if it does, I'm not going to say it because I simply like the name Generation Bleed better, because it's mine. But basically what Generation Bleed is, or whatever its name is, if it even has a name at all, is a previous generation's trace bleeding into the next generation and so on and so forth. So if you're around other people who are significantly older than you, then their traits from their era are going to bleed off on you, which is also where the term "they have an old soul" came from. Also, if you expose yourself to things that were before your time, so to speak, then that is also a form of generation bleed as well. Now, let me just say that again, this is a term created by me. I mean, this is obviously common sense if you have at least like half a brain. Probably not to these motherfuckers in this video, but if you have at least half a brain, then you understand what I'm trying to say when I say this. This is how you get kids who are clearly not a day older than 10 years old, however, acting like they were around when MLK and JFK got shot. And of course, this on top of many other factors come into play, but I think y'all get the picture I'm trying to paint, no Bob Ross. And to keep it real with everybody, at the end of the day, I know Gen Z ain't shit. I went to school with them fools for 12 years. Public school, not private, public. Honestly, I can name 8 people off the top of my head alone who I went to high school with who would have done something like this if given an opportunity. As I said earlier, this clip was the catalyst for me creating this channel, even if I didn't know it at the time. It was also the driving force for me to realize that simply everybody sucks. Like I said already at the beginning of this video, we are all simply just terrible. But you know the main thing? The main thing is we're all terrible together. And honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. Thanks for watching.